Okay, maybe it's a little bit better here. Can y'all hear me? Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Testing, testing. We about to get this whole show started here in just a minute, y'all. I know y'all been waiting patiently. Here we go. We about to get started in just a minute here. We in the building. We in the building. All right, all right, all right. Let's get this party started. What's going down? What's going down? What's going down? Good evening, late evening. How's everybody doing tonight? It's going down now, y'all. It's going down. Welcome to the Too Much Moxie podcast. I am your humble host, Too Much. And I'm coming back at you with an episode of Fair Exchange is No Robbery. Fair Exchange is No Robbery. And we're in part two. Part two. Part two. Part two. Let me go ahead and pop on screen here. Let me go ahead and pop on screen here. But we are in part two. You know, part one, we talked about what must the woman bring to her man. What does the woman bring to the table? We talked about that in part one. That was Monday night. It is Saturday night here. I know some of y'all is, I don't know, doing whatever the hell y'all want to do tonight. But those who come to view the show or watch the show on the replay, appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Like and subscribe button. Don't do it for me. Do it for the algorithm. Do it for the algorithm. That's all I'm saying. Do it for the algorithm. Hit the like. Hit the subscribe button. Do it for the algorithm. All right. But yeah, we had part one. And we talked about the ladies, man. We talked about, a lot of things, right? Especially if y'all checked in last night. We heard from a woman. We did a review of Poor Man Podcast interview with this woman, man, and man, like she must have been, I don't know, but protect her at all costs. That's all I'm gonna say, man. This woman is amazing. For her to speak the things she was saying, and you know, just to speak it. She's saying some truth. A lot of times, it's one thing when a man says it, but when another woman says it, it's just sometimes it just hits a little bit more, has a little bit more impact. So, but today we're talking about the men. We're not going to talk about the modern woman. We're going to talk about the modern man, the today's man, the husband, the the soon to be husband, the fiance, or whatever you want to call it, the man. We're gonna talk about the man. What must a man bring to the table? What must a man bring to his woman? Look at that. Google's trying to search it up for me. What must a man bring to the woman? You know, it's all these phones always listening. You gotta turn them off. But what must a man bring to the woman? You know, I'm gonna have an open panel tonight. Anybody who wants to jump on it is welcome, or you don't have to. It can just be me talking. I'm fine with that. But we're gonna have the conversation. Um, we're gonna have the conversation. You know what? I'm late. Let me let me do this. You know, you see how I am behind. Let me do this. Let me send this one person the link here that I should have sent them in the junk. All right, there we go. So yeah, we're talking about the man right now. What must a man bring to the table? Well, you know, I always have to start with a monologue. So let's go with the monologue real quick before we jump all into that. Actually, we're gonna do it like this. There we go. When it comes to relationships, it's often said that fair exchange is no robbery. But what does that really mean? Essentially, it means that both parties involved should feel like they're getting something of equal value in return. So, what do you need to bring to the table in order to have a successful and fulfilling relationship? Here are a few things. Here are a few things. Support, how about this? Supportive words. Whether she's having a bad day or just needs a little pick me up, your words can make the difference. Let her know that you're there for her and you find her support and that you support her. How about that? Supportive words. You know, we can't always be and I can be guilty of this, man. We can't always be tight, stern, strict. You know, we can't always be about business. We can't always bring business home. It's okay to be playful. It's okay to be kind. It's okay to say something sweet. You know, it's okay to support the work that she is doing and let her know that the value that she does bring to the table. So, supportive words. That's something that a man should bring to a woman. Supportive words. Uh, how about a listening ear? Sometimes she just needs to vent and get things off her chest. It's important that you're there to listen and offer your shoulder to cry if needed. You know, as men, we like to solve things. You know, we like to get to the point. We like to end the bad day. We like to end the sorrow, right? So we're solution oriented. So when we hear problems complaints, venting, we want to immediately go to fix it. That's just who we are. We want to try to make it better. But we don't always have to do that. Sometimes all that's needed is a listening in. And in listening, we learn. And in listening, we understand. And in listening, we can often, what's the word I'm looking for, predict what she wants and needs because we're listening. We can predict her moods and her changes because we've been listening, because we know and we understand her now. And then another one a man can bring to his woman is physical touch. Whether it's a hug, a kiss, or just holding hands, physical touch is important in any relationship. It helps create intimacy and connection. You have to be in tune. You have to have a connection. You know, that is important. And like I said, as men, we can't always be about business. I know we're gonna put in our work and we're gonna put in our hours. We're gonna do what's need to be, but we can't forget to create that connection and that intimacy. Because that's how that those that's how you create. That's how you build trust. You build trust in those intimate moments, in those moments where she's vulnerable and you're vulnerable. That's how you create trust. Another one is time. One of the most valuable things you can give your partner is your time. Make sure you're both present when she needs you and that you're giving her the attention she deserves. So time. Time is very, very important and it's very, very valuable. You can't get it back. Use it wisely. It can't always be in the place of business. It can't always be away from the home. You have to spend that time, because without that time, you also won't be able to build that connection. You ever heard that saying, you're a stranger in your own home? You spend so much time away from the home that you're a stranger in your own home. Now we understand you got to go out there and you got to be a man of purpose and you got to make things happen and you got to meet deadlines and you got to live in the real world. We understand that as men, we got to live in the real world. Our women and children, they get the luxury of what we provide. But we got to go out there and we got to produce and we got to make it happen. But we can't neglect the time. We have to really understand time management, especially the higher you go up the ladder, the more successful you are as a man. You have to understand time management and how important it is. And then effort, whether it's planning a special date night or just doing the little things like taking out the trash, putting in effort goes a long way in any relationship. Show her that you care about her and you want to make things work. Effort. Effort. You know what she likes? Show some effort. And it's not that you're not showing effort. You know, I put effort in there more so, because, you know, if you're a man, I'm talking to the man, when I'm talking to a man, I'm talking to a man that's a provider. Let's be real about it. I'm talking to those men that go out there and provide. You know, that's not all. That's all, but that's not all. And effort just doesn't mean with the wife. If you have kids, you got to put an effort in there too. Every relationship is different, and it's based on the effort and the time that you put into it, and the connection that you build. You can have kids, but you might not have a strong enough connection that you think you do, because you didn't put in the effort, you didn't put in the time. And that's what I mean. Time management is very important. Building a successful relationship takes work from both parties involved. It takes work. But if you understand just these 5 things I gave you, you know, it'll make it a little easier. It'll bring a little balance to the table. It'll help you build something that can be truly lasting. Now we're gonna get into the meat of it, y'all. We're gonna get into the meat of it. We're gonna get into the meat of it. Because there's some things, I mean, I just gave you my little monologue, but there's more to it than just those 5 things, right? There's some big things to it. What must a man bring to a woman? What must a man bring to a woman? Well, we're not talking about back in the day. We're talking about right now, right? What must a man bring to a woman right now? Let's go with number one. Let's go with finances. You got to bring that to the table. That has to be on the table for more ways than you understand. Finances tell a lot about a man, a lot about his discipline, who he is, his character. It's not everything, but it tells a lot about who you are. You got to come with fun. You got to come with some fun. You got to come with some money. You got to come with some finance. You got to have more than just potential. You got to have more than just a dream sometimes. I mean, it's okay. You got to have those things too, but you got to come with finance. You got to be, you got to be someone who you got to be a person that's good with money. If you're not good with money, you got to figure it out. I mean, you better find out quickly. I mean, you have to know how to budget and how to manage your money. As a man, come on, that's mandatory. No one else should be counting your money for you. You should know how much money you got, and you should know what to do with it. If you're making a lot of money, go get you a financial advisor. Making over 6 figures, you better have you a financial advisor, and you better be investing some money for short term, mid term, and long term. Finances, you got to bring finances to the table. That you must bring that to the woman. You must bring that. Now I know women got jobs too, right? They got, nowadays women are career minded, especially modern women. They're gonna have some finances that they're gonna want to bring to the table. But as a man, we know we're not getting that money. I mean, we are getting that money, but we're not getting that money really. That money's not for the family. That money's for them. So we got to come with finances, and we got to come correct. We got to come with ambition. We got to come with skills, with a skill set. You know, if you're an entrepreneur, you should have a business. We got to come with finances. We got to come with something. We got to come with a business. We got to come with uh, some income. We got to come with some stability. So if that's the next thing, or if that's connected to, if that's number one or number two, I don't know if stability should be, but a man should bring stability. There should be no nomadic. You should be stable. You should have your own. You should have some income. You should have uh, enough to do what you need to do. You should be able to provide for a family, finances, but you'd also have some stability. Maybe property. I don't know. That's not a bad thing, right? But you should have something that lets people that lets the woman know that you're stable, that you're not no mag, that you're not someone that's gonna pick up and put her in financial jeopardy. You know, you should definitely take risks, but you should be calculated. It shouldn't affect your home. If you're taking risk, it shouldn't affect your home. You got to take risk in order to win big, but it should not hit home. It it should not get that close. You should not be mortgaging your I don't know, your children's college fund, you know, because you need to need you got to be smart. Got to be smart. Finances, stability. What should a man bring to the table? What should a man bring to his woman? How about leadership? How about discipline? How about that? How about work ethic? How about that? What should a man bring to the table? Character? That should be kind of self explanatory, but you know, I believe men should be principled. You should bring your principle to the table. She should know what you stand for. She should know what you're about. You should be a man of principle. Your word should be yes, and your no should be no. Your yes should mean yes, and your no should mean no. There should be no ambiguity on what you stand for and what you mean and what your intentions are. You should be a good communicator. As a man, I think you have to be, because especially you're communicating with other men. If you're really competing and you're really playing this game, you got to be good at communicating. And you got to be good at communicating also to your family, to your wife. There could be no ambiguity. As you know, she should know. And communication can take time. It's a slow process. It's not just you say this is what it is and then expect it to be communicated. No, it takes time. We all learn. You know, some things are caught, not taught. You can speak all you want to, but they have to see it. That it has to be modeled. It has to be digested. They have to chew on it. It has to make sense. So, what must a man bring to the table? What must a man bring to the table, man? He got to bring some finances. He got to bring some stability, right? He has to bring. He has to be. He has to bring some kind of principle, some kind of statue, something that some kind of creed. He has to have a purpose. You know, back in the day, and I hate to go back in the day, but you know, people used to have crescents. Like their family had a crest, like an emblem. Like it was a design or a logo. Your family was important. So as a man, you need to bring that. You need to bring that tradition, not just the woman. Yes, the woman should have tradition, but you should bring you set the tone for that family. You should bring the tradition, the structure. You should bring the principles. You should bring the purpose to the family. That's what you bring to the table. And notice when I said finances, I'm not talking about a whole lot of money, but it should be enough to take care of your family, take care of your woman. I don't care, you know, whether you're rich or poor. You got to do what you got to do to take care of your family. That woman who said I do, who come under your submission, under your priesthood, okay? You have to take her somewhere. You have to lead that family somewhere. And you can't do it broke. Rich or poor. Let's be real. You can't do it broke. You can only do so much. So you got to bring some finance to the table. That's why you take care of that. That's why back in the day, they couldn't just take a wife. They had to go build the house first. Jacob, I think I got to go Bible with it, but Jacob, I think he labored 7 years for one of his wife and then 7 more years for the next one. But he had to go out there and build something and work for it and accumulate something. I think women, there should be a dowry for women. There should, I believe in that. There should be, it should cost you something, because that's how, if it costs you something, you're going to take care of it. If it's free, it's just going to get trampled on. But if it costs you something, then you're really going to treat it like it means something. It's not just going to be willy-nilly. So what should a man bring to the table? Values. Principle. What should he pass down to his family? Values. How to be a man. How to be a young lady, a woman, a wife. How a man should value a woman, how a woman should value a man. A man brings all that in. So yes, the mother is the teacher, but the man introduces it to the wife, and the wife introduces it to the children. A man has to first, you can't, especially today, fellas, we can't expect these women to know what they're supposed to do because they weren't taught. So we have to teach them. We have to be patient. We have to bring them in and show them how we want things done, how it should be done. We have to set the tone. If you're going to be the lead dog, you got to be the lead dog. You got to set the tone. You got to know what you're doing. That's why you can't rush into things like this. You got to prepare for things like this. That's why in the beginning phases of a man, you are in preparation for these things. You are hunting money. You are hunting business. You are hunting adventure. You're not focusing on women. You're getting all that stuff out of your system, and you're finding your purpose. You're finding who you are. And then once you find yourself, then you find your family. Then you find your wife. But you can't do it the other way around. Most people, they don't even know who the hell they are. They're just rushing into things. You don't even know who you are yet. You don't even know who you're going to become. You got to get all that stuff out in your youth. That's why you're strong in your youth, because you have to be strong, because there's going to be so many failures you're going to have to come up against. There's going to be so many things that are going to be opposed. So you have to be strong. So you want to do it while you're strong. Don't wait till your body starts saying, Don't Don't wait till your body gets weak. Get that out the way when you're young. Get your money while you're young. Find your purpose. Find your what the word am I looking for? Find your purpose. Just find out who you are. Know thyself. Know thyself. Tupac said, if you can't find something to live for, find something to die for. Find something to die for. Either way, life and death, they're both powerful. They're both powerful. Both powerful. Death is just as powerful as it is life, and can be even just as beautiful and poetic. Okay? But what must a man bring to the table? Power. 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 A man must bring strength. He must bring power. He must possess a dunamis power. All men have this dunamis power, this strength that supersedes strength that you don't even know, this adrenaline. You must have a no give up mentality. You must have power. How do you possess power? Peace. You possess power in knowing your strengths and knowing your weaknesses. That's how you collect power. That's how you gather power. Power is not in delusion. Power is in knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. You must bring that. Especially when it comes to leadership, you must understand and know that. That's how the woman's going to know if she can follow you. If you're trustworthy enough, if you're even intelligent, that's how she's going to know, because you're going to bring this to the table. You're going to know, hey, this is what I'm good at. And if you chosen correctly, if you chosen good, she possesses some of those strengths that you need to cover your weaknesses. But you got to know what you're good at and know what you're not, so you can delegate correctly. And you have to be good at seeing strengths in others, seeing good in others, seeing ability in others, and pulling it out. But what must a man bring to the table? Finances, stability. We also know security, right? Protection. What is protection? You have to protect what's yours, man. As a man, you must protect your woman. And I don't just mean with these hands and fighting off predators and things. Yes, you got to do all that. Yeah, you got to take a bullet and all that. Yeah. But you got to bring some security. You got to bring some safety. How do you do that? You got to protect your legacy. Protect your family. You got to get you some life insurance, my brother. That's part of protecting your family, is making sure that they can survive without you, and that your family continues even if you're not around, that your family is protected and not going into financial ruin if you fall off the face of the earth. You have to bring security, true security. You have to cover all security, all of it. All of it. Life insurance is very, very important. It helps do that. It helps keeps and continue your legacy. It brings money and puts it to work for you in places when you are not there. It replaces your income. That's very important in bringing to the table is financial soundness, understanding the full spectrum of security, of safety, of protection, of not just the woman, but of the whole family, and of leaving a legacy and a generation of wealth behind. You have to understand that as you're willing to take a bullet, yeah, great. Take that bullet for your wife. But don't let it hurt your family in the process. Don't let it hurt your kids. Don't let it stop your legacy. So you got to bring the full scope of security and protection. That's what you bring to the woman. How about you bring to the woman some common sense? How about having a sound mind? How about showing her you can make wise decisions? How about showing you can make good judgment? What must a man bring to the table? I wish I had a panel, y'all, because we would, man, I'd open this up and we discuss it. And I don't know if I don't even think I dropped the link yet. I didn't. Let me go to the comments real quick, y'all. Let me go to the comments. I haven't been looking at the comments, so forgive me. Forgive me. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Okay, I see in the comments, y'all. I see in the comments. I haven't been looking in the comments. Forgive me, but I'm about to drop the link. I'm about to drop the link, y'all. I'm about to drop the link. Hold on. I get on my little. I get on my little soapbox and I go. I'm too much. I know. I know. Hold on. For those who want to come up, come up. If not, I'll jump back on my soapbox. But I'm just telling you, what must a man bring to the table? I'm dropping the link in the chat. Dropping the link in the chat. But what must a man bring to the table? What must a man bring to his woman, man? I think as men, you got to pick wisely. You can't just pick any woman. You know, it's not about looks. You know, a pastor told me this, man. A woman, this woman pastor was married for, Jesus Christ, 50, 60 years. She was old, man. Old as, I mean, she was old, man. This was an old lady and an old man. And she said something that was so profound to me. She said, when choosing a woman, don't always go for the pretty ones, the good looking ones. Don't choose with your eyes. Find you a woman that can endure. Because hard times are coming. And you need a woman that's going to stick around, that's going to endure through hard times. Because most women don't get better, they become bitter. So you got to choose correctly, young man. That's what she told me. This came from a woman who's been married over 56. She was old. She was from the time where they got married when they were like 18, 19 years old, early 20s. They didn't go past 21 without being married. And she married this man who walked on a cane, who had to be close to 100. I promise you had to be close to 100. And she wasn't too far behind him. But they were preachers. And they were powerful. I mean, this brother was preaching on a cane. I mean, hollering. Then he do his little thing where he throw his cane down and he just start praising God without his cane at 100 years old, 90 something, 80 something. But they was married for that long. And that has always stuck with me. And that's what I tell my men out there. Stop choosing with you. I mean, don't get me wrong. She got to be cute. I get it. She got to have some kind of looks. She got to be something good to look at. But that can't be everything. We also know that the cuter they are, or the cuter they think they are, the more trouble they are, the more high maintenance they are. The more that the more they don't want to be in a marriage, they want to be in a partnership. The more the higher the I mean, you see what's going on. You see the delusion that's going around. So you have to be careful who you choose, because this is your life. This is your life. Why not start it right the first time? You don't got it. You don't got to have the. We don't get 9 lives like we think we do. We only get one. Why not do it right the first time? If we see what others have done and have succeeded at and have not succeeded at, why even put your energy in something or has a high probability of not succeeding, when you can put all your eggs, all your risk in some of that will in good ground. And that's coming with choosing wisely. Because the Bible said, he that findeth a wife. I'm starting, I'm not that religious, y'all, I promise you, but I'm starting to understand that some of these things in the Bible are just, it is what it is. It's true. He that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. You have to find a wife. And even in those days where they taught women what to do, the Bible still had to say, he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. They wouldn't say it if it wasn't so. If you could not find a wife, we know it's true today. You can marry the wrong one. We know that women are, the moment they get upset, the moment they get mad, they're gonna cheat or they're gonna leave. We know. You got over 1,000 friends on your social media. We already know what's going on. You're getting distracted. So we have to choose wisely, my man. Choose wisely. It's not about, man, a wife. When you're choosing a wife, it's not about, it's about a wife. It's about her mentality. What is her mental? Can she get with your program? That's what it's about. If she can't, don't waste your time. Where is her mentality? Is it combative? You don't got time for that, because men need peace. We combat with the world, we come home to peace. We combat with the world and we come home to peace. We set up the environment for peace, but the woman brings the peace. The children bring the peace. We create the environment, or we help create the environment with the stability and the finances, and the time and the effort and the structure. We help create the environment. The woman arranges it and sets it up, but we help give her the tool that she needs to do what needs to be done. So what must a man bring to the table? I dropped the link. Anybody want to come up? It's fine. If not, it's cool too. But what must a man bring to the table? If fair exchange is no robbery, what must a man bring to his woman? Women respond to power. You got to be powerful. You got to be powerful. And not powerful in overbearing way. But you got to be a quiet storm. You got to be a disciplined soldier. You got to move with intention. You got to be powerful in the small things, is what I'm trying to tell you. You got to be powerful. You got to be good at the fundamentals. You got to be a master at the fundamentals. Let's be real. You can't be good. You got to be a master at the fundamentals. That's how you become powerful. That's how you become the next Kobe Bryant. You got to be powerful because women respond to this. If you don't have this, I don't know what to tell you. You're gonna have some problems. You gotta be you gotta be masculine. You gotta bring your masculinity to the table. You have to. That should be the first thing. You bring your masculinity to the table. Let her know. Let her know who run things. You gotta set the pace. You gotta learn. Hey, this is you gotta set the expectation. She shouldn't. I mean, it shouldn't always be her. But you set the standard. Listen up, man. In my household, man, my dad ran things like the military. Okay, you had to wake up. You had chores. The kids had chores. You know, we had to have this little checklist, right? Make sure we did all our chores. We have to do the little checkbox. Made our bed, did this, cleaned our room, cleaned the bathroom, whatever. Washed the dishes. If it was our day, we had. I mean, we things were structured. Things were structured. Growing up as a child, it wasn't chaos. It wasn't a free for all. There was clearly defined roles. That's helped us as a kid. And there was a standard. Man, I could not get any C's, D's, or F's. There was a standard. I was only allowed to get A's and B's. And that was known. Men set that standard. My dad didn't produce no milk duds. he was like, man, you are a maxi. You are this, and that. We don't do this. I mean, he had this. I mean, he set the standard, and the kids we had to live up to it. As a man, you have to set the standard. You have to have a standard, even for your woman. You can't go. No, this makes us look weak. We don't want to look weak. We're up here. You have to set the standard. And you got to follow it just like she got to follow, but you got to set the standard. There has to be a standard. Bring that to the table. Bring that to the table. What's up, my Twitch world? I see y'all out there, man. I see Twitch. I see we got YouTube in the house. We got Twitch. We're on Twitter also. How y'all doing out there, man? I see y'all. I see y'all. Forgive me, man, if I don't see all the comments. I'm getting better, man. It's 4 months doing YouTube, man. 3-4 months, man. This is it, man. But we're getting better. We're getting better. But what does a man bring to the table? What does a man bring for his woman? What does he bring to the table, man? We're so much more than just finances and money, man. There's so many other things that we set the tune for, man. How can you raise a family without a man? How? I'm baffled. How? How can you raise a family without a man? How? I think it's impossible. You might say, well, what about all these single mothers and all these kids? And it's I don't know how they did it. Through the grace of God. Through God's grace. Because what standard did they set? Where was the man to put certain things in place? You got one side of the table, where's the other side? How was that table standing without him? How can you have one leg and not the other? 2 legs and not the other 2? How can that table stand? So I'll say, man, I'll say that y'all doing the best y'all can, and some of y'all got lucky. Okay, that's what I'll say. Y'all doing the best y'all can, and lucky, and God's grace at best. Because there's no way a table should stand with 2 legs. It needs the other 2. That table's fell down lopsided already. But I'll tell you what is happening. These kids are raising themselves. We're thinking we're raising the kids, but the kids are really raising themselves. And that's what's happening. And if you ask a lot of these kids about their parents today, they're not happy with them. Let's be real. If we're really real about it, they're not happy with them. When they get older, they look back, man, they realize they didn't learn nothing from their parents. Their parents didn't teach them jack shit. A lot of these kids, I feel bad for them because when their parents get old, they ain't taking care of y'all. They don't like y'all. They don't even like their parents. They're not gonna take care of y'all because they feel like they ain't learned nothing from y'all. Y'all didn't teach them. Y'all didn't give them no standard. Y'all didn't give them no discipline. Y'all didn't raise them up in the way they should go, so they won't depart from it. Because they don't. They're looking. They're arriving at the world and they're like, I don't know what to do. I'm unprepared. They don't have nothing to go back to. They don't got nothing to be like, okay, well, hold on. I know I need to do this. I need to. They don't even know. They're just winging it. And then when they find out that they should have learned all this stuff and that they should have been taught us, that they get mad. You're gonna see a lot of that. But what must a man bring to the table? What must a man bring to the table? We got to bring, we got to bring the spirit. If we want God's spirit in the home, we have to usher it in. We got to stop allowing the women to bring in their voodoo and their religion. We have to bring the true spirit of God if we want it in our home. We need to bring that to the table. I ran into this dude, man. I call him, I hope I can say his name, Coach Biggers, man. Man, amazing dude, man. But this dude didn't know how much he taught me. But when he told me that he grew up in the church, but his daddy taught them the Bible, and his daddy taught them, like the preacher would say one thing, but his daddy would sit him down and say, no, this is what it really means. That teacher, I didn't understand. I'm like, how did your daddy gonna tell the preacher what he should? He says, no. He said, my daddy was the priest of the home, and he taught us the Bible. And he told us that Mary couldn't have been no. And this I mean, I'm just gonna say what he said. And this is no disrespect to anybody, what they believe in or the whatever. And this was profound. He said that there was no. He taught me this. He said that Mary did not have an immaculate birth, as they call it, immaculate conception. He said that Mary was a 12-year-old lady who was seduced by the preacher and got pregnant. And in order for her not to be stoned, they had to say, this is what it was. That this child would happen to be from God and whatever. And even though that child grew up to be Jesus, and it still doesn't take away from who he said he was or what he thought he was or how he impacted the way the world was. But this is what this man's dad taught him. Despite of what the preacher taught him, he said, no, she slept with the preacher. He taught his kids what he want. He brought in the divinity to his kids and taught them the Bible. He taught them that Adam and Eve, that there were more people on the earth than just Adam and Eve. His father taught him this. That it wasn't just Adam and Eve. And that his sons had to go out into the world and find other, that they didn't sleep with Eve like they thought they did. No, their sons had to go out and find wives among the people outside, the heathens. So I'm saying this just to say that, too many times men let other men, you wonder why a lot of men aren't at church, because too many pastors have too much of a hold over their family. They got the wife working for them, calling them at 2, 3 in the morning, and she's getting up to do the pastor's work and spend more time at the pastor's house. Stuff like that's going on. Men don't like that. Men want to be kings in their castle. They don't want to go and show up and all of a sudden their wife is worshiping the pastor because this man don't measure up to the pastor. They don't want that. They want to be men. They want to be men. So that's why you find a lot of these. That's how you can tell if you go into the wrong church. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you show up at a church and you see more women than men, you're probably at the wrong church. Because men, let me tell you something, we're not dumb. Okay, we're not easily led astray. Okay, you really got to be who you say you are for us to follow you. You really got to be who you say you are for us to follow. I'm not saying we can't get duped. But I'm saying some of those people that you think is duped, they in on it too. They know it's a scam. Okay? I'm just saying you either in on it or you're not, or you naive. Okay? You either in on it or you're naive. And chances are you're not naive. So you're probably in on it. But men are not dumb, man. We're not gonna follow no charlatan. We're not gonna do it, man. It's not gonna happen. We're gonna sniff that out, and we ain't showing up. We ain't showing up next Sunday. And the sad part is a lot of times the women drag the kids and themselves to the church, and because they need to have a spirit, And the man like, man, ain't no God in that place. That's a scam, and he trying to let y'all know. So that's what I'm saying. Man, if you want spirituality, if you want that, you have to know the Bible for yourself. Make sure you're reading that. If you're really going to be a man of God, make sure you know the word, man. Don't be out here faking it. Don't be like these preachers that. Don't be trying to use the word to get your way. Know what it means. Know the spirit of the letter. Know the intention. Know the Hebrew, the Greek. Really go in and do your study, man. Know the Aramaic. Understand what the word is saying. Usher that. Bring that spirituality to your family. If you're the man, bring it. Teach the woman and have her teach the kids. That's how it's done. The men are the first teachers. I don't care what you think. The woman can't know if the man don't teach or the man don't show. A lot of times we're not, yeah, you got to bring teaching to the home. You, as a man, you have to set it up, and she'll maintain what you have in place. But if you don't have nothing in place for her to maintain, then she gonna start doing her own thing, and then y'all gonna be partners, and you ain't gonna like that. It just is what it is. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you don't have something built, something in place already, don't worry. The woman will start building. Don't worry. And she'll start building it her way, in her likeness, in her image. Go ahead. But I'm just telling you, the man, you got to bring something to the table. Don't come empty-handed and expecting to be treated like a king, man. You better come with something to the table all the time. You got to have leverage. If you're not going to show up at no business meeting empty-handed, if you're not going to show up at no, if you're not going to show up to to a game, if you're an athlete unprepared, don't show up to a relationship and to a marriage unprepared, not knowing what to do. If you don't know what to do, find out what to do. There's so many tools to find out. There's no excuse. What must a man bring to the table? What must he bring? What must he bring? Got to bring his wits with him. He got to bring that swag with him. He got to have that that overcoming mentality. You should not be delusional, but you should not underestimate yourself either. You should know that you are filled with the dunamis power to overcome anything, and you were made to plow the earth and mold it and make it, even though it's cursed, make it yield fruit through force, through strength, through real power, through real kingship or kinship to this earth. I mean, we got to wield it, fellas. We got to wield it. If you don't use it, you're gonna lose it. But you got to wield it. If those who know. To much is given, much is required. To those who know, but to those who don't know, even that which they have will be taken from them because they don't even know what they got. That's Bible. Listen, man, if you're crying that your land got taken, it's because you didn't protect it. It's because you didn't protect it. You didn't do all you were supposed to do. The Bible tells you clearly the weak will get trampled on. The weak will get taken advantage of. Don't be weak. Don't bring weak. That's why I said you got to bring power, y'all. Don't bring weakness. Don't bring beta male. Don't bring feminine. You bring masculinity. You bring power. That's what you're supposed to bring. She brings the feminine energy. You bring the masculine energy. Y'all come together. Y'all have a family. Y'all are one. Interdependent balls. Running, working, doing y'all thing. Zip, 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 zip. Just protons and neurons shooting back and forth. That's what you guys are. But you got to bring it to the table. You got to bring it to the table. Got to have something for to work with. You can't be just full of potential, even though that would be nice. That would be nice for a woman to say, "Hey, man, you know what? I think you're going to be something someday, and even though you don't have it right now, I'm willing to stick around and work with you." That would be nice, but that's not probable. It's possible. It's possible. It's not probable. And even as a man who has a daughter, we're not so confident to just give our daughter away to potential. I don't care how much I like the boy, man. You man, if you ain't got these things in place, Jesus Christ. You won't even be able to talk. I'll tell her right off the bat, hey, don't even talk to that knucklehead. I mean, let's be real, man. Let's think like men for a minute. Let's think like let's put our men hat on, okay? Let's let's pull up our man drawers. Let's pull them up. Let's put our man drawers on, our man boxers on, right? Let's put our feet in them. Let's pull them up, right? And let's be men. Let's talk man. Let's get man business out the way. We got to bring something to the table. We can't just expect a woman to bring something to the table. We got to have something for her to bring to. We got to have a table for her to bring something to. We got to have the start of the table. We got to have the other half of that table, and it has to be solid. It can't be broken. It can't be a one-legged. No, it can't be a three-legged table. You got to have all four legs. All four legs. You know how you come to the table shows a lot to a woman. They need to know how you coming. Show her. And I'm not saying just, I'm not saying like show every woman how you coming. But the one you want, the one you choose, show her. Show her what you're working with. Show her. Because that's how you lead. She has to know. She has to be confident. She has to, there can't be no second guessing. Okay? Men, we got to bring something to the table. If fair exchange is no robbery, if we expect a woman to submit, to be fit, to be feminine, to be our inspiration, we got to be who we say we are. We got to be on our shit. We got to be on our game. We got to be not just playing the game. We got to play at the top peak performance. Okay? You can't all go out there and be Michael Jordan, man, but you got to be the best version of yourself, man. At all, you have to. No ifs, and buts. When you bring that to the table, bring the best version of yourself to the woman. Don't bring her something that she has to build, that she thinks she has to build, or she has to tolerate or put up with. No, bring the best version of yourself. Bring that. Bring that to the table. As men, you have to constantly be improving yourself because the only thing constant is change. You need to embrace it. You need to be ready for it. If you're going to go out into the world, remember the real world. I mean, the women, let's be real, they don't know what the real world is about. And they shouldn't. You know, though, as the man, you know what the real world is about. You know how treacherous, how dangerous, how competitive, how the higher you go, the more competitor it is, how everybody's trying to sun you, everybody's trying to test you, everybody's trying to check your Come on. If you don't feel that kind of pressure, you're not in the game. That's why. You're not in the fucking game. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's because you're not in the game. You're on the sidelines. And you're probably a beta freaking male. You don't know. If you don't know the pressure I'm talking about, you're not playing the game. You're just existing. But man, when you're playing the game, it's competitive. It's a different atmosphere. It's different. It's just different. It's not the same. And when you know you're playing the game at peak performance and you're succeeding a little bit in it, and you're rising the ranks, you feel good coming home. Yeah, you want to come home to that fine wife that submits, them kids. Yeah. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. We understand. But guess what? Your family's going to be your rock. But you got to build it correctly. See, a lot of people, let's be real, man. Y'all are not working. You're in a relationship, but you're not working in the relationship. The relationship is not working because you're not working. The relationship's not going anywhere because you're not going anywhere. You have to take it somewhere. The relationship is dormant until you move it. It's just a piece of paper until you use it. You can crumple it up, you can throw it away, you can fold it, you could make designs, but it's what you do with it. It's not going to be nothing if you don't put in the work, if you don't put the work into it. If you don't take it seriously. So many people don't take relationships seriously. They think it's a game. They still think you're boyfriend and girlfriend. They still think you're in high school. They still think they can just do whatever they want to do whenever they want to do it. But this ain't a game. This ain't a game. You can't just break up with me when you feel like it, when you want to. This ain't no game. This is real life. It's real life. So, man, what must a man bring to his table? Seriousness of the relationship, seriousness of the moment, seriousness of the time that we're in. As men, we got a lot, man. We do so much. We're more than just money, y'all. We're more, man. There's so many things that we do, that we bring, that we provide. So many things that we do that you don't even understand. So many things that we keep away from you that you'll never get to see because we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. Men bring a lot to the table. We just want our fair share. We just want to be even. We just want a fair exchange. No robbery. That's what we want. Because we're going to bring it. The men, not the boys, the men are going to bring it. Because that's what we were made for. Those who know what I'm talking about, those who know. We're going to bring it. And we're going to keep bringing it. But what are y'all going to bring? I got to find a way to get back to the modern women. What are y'all going to bring? Because we're going to bring it. But what are y'all going to bring? Is the question. All right, you guys. That's it, man. I'm going to go ahead and close this out right here, man. I done got on my soapbox. I done told y'all what I wanted to tell y'all. We didn't have the panel today, which is okay. We'll come back and we'll do another show. We'll see if we can get a panel next time. But hey, this still was a dope ass show. Make sure y'all hit the like and subscribe button, man. If y'all like anything I said, if anything I said resonated with you, man, show some love, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Don't do it for me. Do it for the algorithm. Come on, let this show get out there. Let more people hear and know about what's going on over here. I mean, we bedroom streaming over here, but we doing it big. I promise you, we doing it big. I'll be going to Africa soon, y'all. I'll be in Africa probably end of this month, man. I'll be doing some podcasting and some video shooting out there. My birthday is coming up, May 13th. I'll be spending it out there. And yeah, man, we're not going to stop, man. We going to struggle stream even in Africa. We're going to struggle stream even in Africa. We're going to bedroom stream even in Africa. I'm going to try to give y'all some scenery, though. I'm going to try to switch it up a little bit. I'm even going to try to do some interviews while I'm out there, too. Might as well. Let's talk to the people. Let's find out if modern women are in Africa, which they are. Well, let's find out. Let's find out. Let's find out. Let's talk to them. Anyway, you guys, man, hey, I enjoyed myself. This was definitely a good stream, y'all. Definitely a good stream. Probably one of my better ones. And just so y'all know, man, I don't always talk about modern women. I talk about men and women. Even though this is a men's channel, I talk about both. I talk about relationship. I talk about men empowering themselves, becoming the better version of themselves. We gotta each one teach one. We gotta help each other. I don't have all the answers, but I know what I know, and I know what I don't know. There's so many people out there, this manosphere, this black YouTube. I mean, it's getting bigger, man. We're growing. Men are talking. We're voicing our opinion. We're voicing our ideas, and you're seeing more creators come up on the scene, man. I'm one of them, man. I'm one of them, and it's going down, y'all. It's going down. It really is. It's your boy, Too much Moxie. Always in the building. And we out, y'all. This show is coming to an end, man. Uh, good stream. I hope y'all learned a lot. Hope y'all understood where I was coming from. I just want to create dope content for y'all, man. Let y'all know we doing things over here. We in the lab. We working. We working over here, man. Hardest workers in the building, man. We do this. We do our little 10-hour, 12-hour job, whatever. Then we come here and we give you the podcast, man. Watch what happens when I'm in Africa, y'all. The podcast gonna be so much dope because I'm gonna have so much more time on my hands, man. Watch what happens. Anyway, y'all stay up. Peace out. You know your boy. You know I love y'all, right? I hope y'all love me too. Anyway, we out.